Hello everyone and welcome to Thursday. Today is story time. I'm going to be sharing a wonderful story with you today, and stay tuned because I would like you to share yours at the end as well. So, you may have heard about some of the difficulties Apple has had with iOS 8. iOS 8 came out a few weeks ago. They do an annual update to iOS. They went from 7 to 8. Everyone, well, 50% of users got 8. And we've been enjoying it. Then they started to release supplemental updates for things like bug fixes, etc. And when they released 8.0.1, there was a problem, and the people that downloaded it were complaining that they lost the ability to make and receive calls, they lost the ability to send and receive texts, like a bunch of bad things were happening to the phone. So Apple pulled it after being out for only an hour. But then a few days later they managed to get 8.0.2 up, which supposedly solved these issues. I've read online that for most people it did. Now my dad and the rest of my family was still on 8.0, but one of the apps that he uses had an update, and it said, you have to have 8.0.2 to get this update. So he was like, okay, I'll update. So he updated. And, I'm not there to hold his hand. I know that he is fairly competent when it comes to a lot of this technology stuff, and he's not scared of it, which is nice. He's willing to dive in and know what he needs to know. But I wasn't there to hold his hand through it, and I'm assuming that he did it all right. But for whatever reason, and this happened last night is whenever he updated it, he sent me a message today and said he couldn't send or receive calls. And I'm like, okay, so, I was thinking, well, maybe that update did it. Maybe 8.0.2 actually messed up his phone. And then he said he tried restarting the phone, and then it went into recovery mode. And basically, if you're not familiar with iPhones or iOS devices, if it comes up and has a little picture of iTunes, a little plug, that's usually bad. It's like, hey, something's wrong and you need to restore from a backup to fix this, or you need to, wipe the phone and do it again. So that was coming up, and he said something about it had tried to verify an update and then he had restarted. I think that may be what happened. I don't think this was supposed to happen. I think it was just a situation where it was in the middle of doing something and he may have restarted the phone. I don't know, but it doesn't matter because the story has a happy ending. Getting to that now. So luckily I had turned on iCloud backups for both of my parents after they got the phone, so every time it's plugged into the wall, it backs up their phone to the mystical, glorious cloud, and then if something bad happens, we can restore from that backup. So I did. And now everything is fine. It's running the new version 8.0.2, and everything's fine. He can send and receive calls, and all of his stuff is back. So it had a happy ending. But it had a happy ending because there was a backup. And this is not this video is not meant to be, pro Apple. It's just a pro backup video, and that's what I want you guys to talk about. There's too many times where I feel like we talk about maybe something bad that's happened. Like, it would be real easy to say, oh God, I lost a backup, or, I should have backed something up and I didn't. That would be an easy vlog. I think a much more interesting vlog would be a time when a backup has saved your butt, because backup saved my butt. I know on Windows you have, I forget what it's called because it's been so long since I used Windows, but it's like the nightly update thing. Mac has Time Machine. But both on iOS and Android, they have ways to back up your phone automatically, and these are all really good things. So I want to hear stories about when something went wrong and you were able to fix it because you had a backup. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear anything sad. Don't tell me the story of how you didn't have a backup and something is gone. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear good stuff, because it wouldn't have been completely bad to lose everything on the phone. In fact, I just dumped the images onto the computer the other day. But like, losing the contacts, that would have been awful. But because I was able to just get a backup from iCloud, back in business, which is really nice. Mal and I don't back up to iCloud, but that's because we back up to our computers. My parents have our old MacBook, and they don't really use it, so I don't feel like they need to back it up to the computer. So iCloud works for them, but there's not enough space in iCloud for myself, so yeah, it's not something I can do. Anyway, happy backup stories. That's what I want to hear. That's going to be it for today. Had dinner with my grandmother again this evening, just talking a little bit, and probably will continue to be the norm I think, this weekend, and otherwise I'm getting stuff done and feeling really good. I am now less than a month behind on vlogs. I know that's irrelevant because I'm talking about this in October, but for right now, first time in a long time that's happened, so I'm feeling happy. Thank you for watching, and as always, let's meet back tomorrow, shall we?
But I don't know why I did that.
I was 4 years old. You had no logic. I wasn't Einstein when you're 4 years old.
I know.
That didn't come along until later.
Think that you were going to put maybe you were going to paint him.
Yeah.
You know,
See there, it was something brilliant, artistic.
Now, what's special about this lamp is this is the first lamp. This is the lamp that Tabitha actually looked at and was in awe of in that second episode of The Sims. I was able to add it to the family's inventory and take that exact same lamp. So this is the exact same one.